What's up, all you common collectors out there? Peter coming at you today as the Common Collector, just to talk about nostalgia, talk about why we collect. Probably doing a couple episodes like this. So if you don't know, I make things out of trading cards. I make things out of comics. I make things out of anything that I can find and get my hands on. I make wallets, bags, coasters, you name it, I make it. So today we're looking at Star Wars Trilogy. So I can remember as I was a kid, I watched this on VHS. I remember going back to my parents' room because that's where we kept our little VHS cabinet. And Star Wars was in there. So the VHS, I don't know. My guess is that it was used. Back in the day, we would go to video rental stores and you get things used like that. So I can't remember which Star Wars one it was. I think it was Return of the Jedi in a brown box. You remember those? The brown boxes you'd open up and you'd take the VHS out and put in the VCR, and you'd have to be kind, rewind. You got to remember, if we rented, we had to rewind or they charged you extra money. But that was my earliest childhood of Star Wars. Was watching these things on VHS. And I loved it. I loved it so much, guys. I mean, the amount of times you rewatched, and this was before it had 4, 5, and 6 written on it. It was just A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. That was it. So the original 3 have something special in my heart. Like most of us, that's what we grew up watching. If you were born in the 80s, and I would say even early 90s, you watched the original 3 Star Wars. That's what there was. All there was. There was that. There were comic books and novels, but you didn't have too much of that. So that's what you had. And that's what you went with. It wasn't until, they started doing episode 1, 2, 3, the prequels, and until the late 90s. I think I was in high school when that happened. So it was like 90, 96. I can't remember the exact date when they come out. But I do remember going to see episode 1. I had my Darth Maul lightsaber with me. We went, it was a blast. But nothing holds the same as the original trilogy. Now, as you can see, this is not the VHS. This is DVDs. So I remember when DVDs came out, they were the biggest thing. Not everybody had a DVD player to begin with. It took a long time for them to be really common in homes. But the quality on DVDs was, compared to VHS, was amazing. Now, there's some things you can't do. I mean, I remember VHS, we taped stuff off TV. You couldn't do that with VHS. You couldn't plug it into your TV and record and get all the fun old commercials. But I digress. So Star Wars, this is a fun thing I'm doing. So I've had this for a while. It's been sitting there. I bought, I now have 1 through 3 on Blu-ray. I have 4 through 6 on Blu-ray. I have digital copies of most of the newer ones. They're on Disney Plus. I mean, you can find them anywhere. But remember, when this came out, you couldn't find them everywhere. You could only watch them at home on your DVD player. And before that, it was at home on your VCR. So if you didn't have it, you couldn't watch it. And that was childhood. I remember, like I said, I remember watching these things over and over. I remember rewinding. I remember watching them. So what I'm doing with these, I don't need them. And they've been taking up space, right? So what to do with them? So as, box, don't need that. Okay, New Hope. Now, I will use every part of these to make things. I am not going to waste anything when I make art. So I think most of these are going to become coasters. I think that's a good way to go with it. I am working from there. So as you see, this piece right here, I will use it. Now, of course, I mean, look at the high quality on this picture compared to, I mean, I remember the VHS. It was the poster. It was not this crisp and this clean. Now, this is full screen. I remember, I mean, if you don't know what full screen is, think of taking your camera, okay, taking your video, and you knock off so it is only showing about that much. That's what it showed, you know. So the edges of the movie you would miss. So they would go through to make them fit TVs, because that's the size TVs were, and they would cut off edges. Now, it was never exactly that. I mean, you would say they cut off sometimes that time, they cut off that time. It depended on where the frame was and what they wanted to show. So these are full screen. Definitely haven't watched anything full screen for a while, other than my Demolition Man DVD. That one is supposed to have widescreen and full screen. Well, it was a $5 bin. No matter what side you put in, it plays full screen. So I returned it, tried to get another one, didn't work. But again, I digress. Full screen, widescreen, big difference. I mean, raise your hand if you remember watching almost everything in full screen. I remember getting the first VHS of widescreen, and it was the weirdest thing. Because here's the deal, guys. With a widescreen back in the day, because your TV was square, it would cut off the tops. So it would be like this. And it would be so weird because you'd have black lines on the top and bottom. So it was the weirdest thing to watch. Really hard to get into when you were young. But that's what it was. So I have these DVDs here, and I've been trying to figure out what to do with them. So I know some of you will hate me. I destroy collectibles. Again, I buy cheap. They're given to me. I get them for free. I get them in dollar bins, guys. They're not $200, $300, $400, $500, not even $20 collectibles. So please enjoy your collectibles. Have fun with them. As you see, I got my toys above me. So what I have done, so I make coasters. See, Optimus Prime one. I love that one. That's one I want to use. This was one of the first ones I made. But I'm trying something different. So DVDs. Check it out. We cut it down. We're going to place it in there. Just like that. You will be able to have part of the DVD. I mean, that is a sick ass picture, guys. Sick ass picture, Return of the Jedi. Come on. In this coaster alone, you're gonna have Darth Vader, Luke, Han. I can't see Chewie's in there in that picture. You got Jabba. You got Princess Leia in her slave costume. You're gonna have Lando. You have Ewoks. I mean, this is gonna be a cool one. I'm gonna love it. The other one, I mean, so one of the coolest. Let's see if I can get this without knocking over a camera, because I did not plan this very well. All right, we're gonna move my camera slightly. Boom. Okay, it's not too bad. Little tip. All right, so one of the coolest, the bonus features, guys. Check that out. That is an awesome picture. That's art. That's not the original. You can see a difference in Luke. I mean, if we look at that, and then we look at the original trilogy, New Hope poster. Look at that. Which again, look at that. Even Darth Vader. Different looks. Okay, so these are going to be a set of coasters. They had this fun art on the inside. So back in the day, nostalgia. When you open up your DVD, right here, you would have different booklets. And so this is one for the bonus. It tells you the chapters that are on there and everything. But this one has, look at that art. That is so much fun. Such amazing art that's on here. This C3, this R2-D2 right there. So I cut up a couple of those, guys. We're going to be using these. Here is Leia and Luke right there. I think that's fucking sweet. That is so amazing. I love it. And so I'm going to be using that on the insides of the coasters. And so this one box set that I don't even know where it came from, actually. is gonna make eight coasters, 10 coasters. Well, no, 8 more, so 12, maybe more than 12. I mean, I'll cut that out, and then maybe I'll use the back of it right there. Bam, look at that, more coasters. It just, look at that, the AT-ATs, bam, that would be a sick ass coaster with them on there. And on Planet Hoth. So these are gonna be used. Guys, collect what you love. Collect what brings you nostalgia. These bring me nostalgia. To be able to see these, and I know that they're going to bring someone else that joy, that nostalgia of DVDs. We don't buy them anymore. Even Blu-rays are very uncommon. Most of the time, even though they're selling them, they are in, you get the digital. Most stuff I wait to watch when it comes out digital for free, so I'm not paying for it. Now, free, I'm still paying for the subscription service. But you know how it is. So, again, guys, this is Peter for the Common Collector. If you want to see what I make, go search up TC Wallets and More. On my Instagram, I'm there. tcwalletsandmore.com brings you to my website where I have some of my stickers for sale. These coasters will probably be up there. I got 3 more shows for the year. Hopefully I can get these all done to sell at the shows and bring some joy to somebody else. So as always, guys, keep collecting. We'll talk to you later.